Crash Bandicoot is back! And holy hell, he's hard! Like, Jesus Christ! I spent so long trying to get all the Platinum Relics. There are 84 in all, and my god, just... Okay, so I'm not a speedrunner, but I'm a huge platformer fan, so I like to think I'm at least half decent at games like this. But some of these relics can suck my 23-year-old nuts. For this video, I'm going to list the 15 most brutal Platinum Relics in Crash Bandicoot N Sane Trilogy. I'd like to remind you that this is just my personal experience. Some of these perhaps you found really easy, or others you found harder, but I'm just putting this out there so you know. Bizarrely enough, when creating this list, I actually have 5 from each game, and genuinely that wasn't on purpose. 5 from Crash 1, 5 from Crash 2, and 5 from Crash Warped! And don't go thinking this was an easy list to make. A lot of these are nearly equally as bullshit as each other, so I kept switching my order over and over and over. Also, I'm going to have one honourable mention because I want to. You'll see. Are you ready? Good. Let's go! Vicarious Visions has done a fantastic job with this game. There are definitely issues and glitches here and there, but my god, I love it. They've done a stellar job of capturing the magic of the original game, and thanks to these relics, they've also made Crash 1 way harder. But we're not here to talk about Crash 1 yet. First, let's give a shout out as an honourable mention to Hang Time from Crash 3. This level was an utter bastard in the original game because Naughty Dog can't code shit. They're an awful, awful company, they should never make video games, and this joke has received hundreds of dislikes. Where are you going? But I'm of course joking, Naughty Dog are gods among developers. But the hanging mechanic in the original Crash 3 is utterly shit, and just flat out didn't work in Hang Time. You're trying to move fast in an already difficult level, and then right at the end, Crash just randomly lets go of the grate! Every fucking time! I did a race of this game recently with my mates, and this took me nearly an hour just to finish the time trial. An hour! In N Sane Trilogy, that glitch isn't there, and it took me around 10 minutes to get Platinum. I love you, Vicarious Visions. Hot Cocoa. Oh boy, we're beginning off this list with something pretty tough. The jet ski is definitely not your friend when you're starting out with this game, but bizarrely enough, the very next time I used it, I found it really easy. Being cautious with the jet ski is a nightmare. Going fast though is actually really easy. Hot Cocoa though is a level that's brutal. You have to figure out the fastest route around the island to the nitro destroying crate and back to the end behind the destroyed nitros. Every moment is intricate and soul destroying. I just want to tear my hair out for the hours I tried this. Or you can just brush against the nitros, hit the timer and beat it in over a second. Yeah, that's also an option, sure. Mad Bombers isn't actually a particularly difficult level, especially in the N Sane Trilogy since the controls are infinitely better. And look at that scenery! My god, it's gorgeous! However, collecting the Platinum is pretty tough. It relies on you working out a route that's fast, and that'll take a pretty long time. 5 planes, each following a different flight path. Good, that's nice, that's dandy, that's fun, that's fair, that's insane. Yo, Peter, get in here! I'm abusing this polar bear because this relic freaking sucks! Polar controls so much better than in the PS1 version. Like, seriously, he turns and reacts exactly as you'd want him to. So I only shudder at the thought of how bullshit these relics would be on PS1. All of these levels have their fair share of challenge, because the strict time limit requires you to boost 90% of the time. But Totally Bear... fuck you. You can't see what's ahead, so I hope you're ready for an hour or two of learning this level, working out every point you can boost and survive, and then realise you're actually 2 seconds slower than the time you need. Great. Sewer or later. For a level where you get 3 Aku Aku masks pretty early in quick succession, you'd think this wouldn't be that difficult. Oh, but you'd be wrong. You're gonna need extremely precise movement with this one, and don't at any point touch the electricity because you've lost at that point. Also, side note, Vicarious Visions, I love you so much, and you've done so much that's good. But either for this game or the next, can you please fix it so that when you get hit and are in a pain animation, allow me to restart from the pause menu? If I've been hit, I'm gonna want to restart because I've lost too much time, and by disabling it, you're just causing so much more unnecessary anger. Also, when you hit the touchpad, it sends you out of the level. When you're in a relic, can you make it so it just restarts the level instead of quitting it? Thank you, love you. Ruination! This level. Oh my god. Some levels definitely feel easier after doing others and just perfecting the art of playing the game. This level isn't the case. The movement is very precise. I found it really hard to make it through here easily. I just kept missing those rotating platforms. Oh well, at least it isn't as hard as some other levels from this game. Sunset Vista. Sunset Vista is another instance of the level isn't that bad. However, it is officially the longest Platinum Relic to get at 3 minutes and 41 seconds. The level is an endurance challenge, and that's where the difficulty lies. It's easy-ish to win the level. It's challenging to beat it without dying, but completing it fast, now that's insane. Tomb Time. It seems that all the Egyptian levels have their own share of difficulty. For me, Tomb Time was actually strangely difficult, and I only say strangely because I never expected it to give me a hard time, but it really did. The time you have to beat it is just really tight, and there's a lot of really specific jumps you just need to get right, even if they're not massively difficult. But it's not quite as hard as... Buglight. The final Egyptian level is going to require a lot of patience because you're going to be waiting behind some doors. How fun! And if you do that, you're going to have about a half-second window to actually make it. It's really tough, and maybe I spent way longer on it than I should have, but I did discover a trick. You can trick the door's timing by taking damage by an enemy nearby. It doesn't work all the time, but hey, anything to make it a little more plausible, right? It still took me over an hour though. Hanging Out is ridiculous. Ignoring the Platinum, I'd argue that this is one of the hardest golds to get. It's a very demanding level, even more so when it comes to the Platinum. I know saying go as fast as you can goes without saying, but you really need to beat the patterns on the monkey bars, and it's something that only trial and error and a lot of bravery will solve. As we reach the top 7 in this list, my best advice here is to say be brave. Take risks and learn what you can actually pull off. Otherwise, you'll be here a lot longer than I was. And I was here a couple hours. Do you want that? Nah, didn't think so. The lab is bravery and luck the level. In many ways, this should probably be higher on the list, but I actually got through it in under an hour. It's entirely possible that was just luck though. Even with all the bravery and luck, there's a good chance you still won't make it on time, because holy hell, time is short. Chances are, if you do make it, it will be within half a second at best. This level does not mess around, and it all comes to learning the beginning of the level, where you have to move through the electric gates. Yes, whilst it's moving. I know, it's mental, and you're gonna have to do that for the rest of the level too. Don't slow down, not even to position yourself, just run for it. Spaced Out is definitely the hardest of the 2 piston levels. Whilst Piston It Away, you can piston it all away right at the end, Spaced Out is shorter but doesn't stop being hard, especially when going fast. You've got to navigate through basically a maze of death with some extremely difficult jumps, and that doesn't really stop at any point throughout the level. The first 20 to 30 seconds are definitely the hardest parts, but it doesn't slow down. And to make matters worse, there's this cheeky little pit right at the end that I fell into a couple of times. I wanted to cry. Generator Room is so strangely hard, and I love-hate this level so much. The atmosphere of this level isn't quite as creepy as the original, as Cortex doesn't look as menacing, and the music sounds more like something from Jak and Daxter, and that isn't a bad thing, by the way. But the level is so good, and so bullshit. When you see the time, you're like, oh, okay, that's not too bad, and then you try it, and you're like 15 seconds behind Platinum. No, really. You can't hesitate for any period of time, and you must get absolutely every single time crate, otherwise you lose. The most insulting part is you can constantly see a bit of the later section of the level, which you can clearly jump to, but nope, invisible wall. That's mean, developers. As for tips on how to beat this level easily, I don't have any, just learn it. If you use the D-pad, which you might with a lot of levels on this list, your thumb is gonna hurt. A lot. The high road is 100% the hardest gold in the game to get. Oh, what, you were expecting this to be number 1? Haha, sorry. Nope. Oh, I don't doubt that this is difficult. In fact, I'd argue the term is unfair, but this wasn't the worst for me. This one took me around 2.5 hours, and actually getting the platinum is technically easy. Gold is brutal. You'll learn the level and you'll suffer for an hour and still fail to get gold by milliseconds or seconds, depending on how well you do. The trick, of course, is the rope, and that's also why this level is technically easy to platinum. Once you spend long enough going slow trying to just get on the rope to walk across, actually having a little bit of bravery and just jump on it at speed is strangely easier. Then it's just about not screwing up. But if you've played this level for as long as you have, you'll have it memorized. It also helps there are big chunks of the level, which is super easy. It's a nice breather from the pain sandwich you're stuck in. This one might surprise some people, but this might be because you either got stupidly lucky, or you haven't tried to go for a super competitive time yet. Hog Ride can go fuck itself. Stick that motorcycle right up your exhaust pipe. The other motorcycle levels aren't actually that bad. You need to learn the track, but there's a fair amount of leeway. But this, there is no leeway, and it's utterly bullshit. And I'm gonna explain why. Firstly, the other races are so perfectly timed that they are definitely in your way. So here's what I do. Literally not move for 50 seconds per attempt. Yep. What a way to drag out a level's runtime! Secondly, and this is the important one, at speed, the motorcycle controls like fucking garbage. The trick for this track is you need to get the first speed boost and not lose it at any point. And let me tell you why that's almost fucking impossible. First off, left and right movement at full speed is so painfully stiff. If your movement is taking you to the right and you need to go left, you're gonna take a while to correct that. Secondly, the controls fucking jam! No, really, sometimes you just can't move left or right even if you let go of any direction and try to correct it afterwards, or if you're just holding a direction. You just have to hopelessly watch Crash speed off the track, and you know that attempt is utterly dead. I hadn't played Crash 3 for over a year, and during a race with my friend, I got Platinum first time. Why did this take me over 3 hours? Why? Okay. On to the number 1. Slippery Climb. Oh man. You know, I nearly didn't put this at number 1, but after thinking this list through over and over and over, I just had to put it at number 1. Oh, no, wait. I'm thinking of Stormy Ascent. That's the one. Stormy Ascent is free DLC for the first month, and it's the lost Crash Bandicoot level. A level that was removed from the already incredibly difficult Crash Bandicoot 1 because it was, and I quote, too hard. And they were fucking right. This level is tough. Insanely tough. The game has a cute little "good luck, you're gonna need it" message. And they're right. The level itself, if you're going for the gem, isn't too bad. You have checkpoints, so yeah, you'll die. A lot. But it's fine, it's fun. The Platinum Relic. Oh God. I'm gonna preface this by saying I adore this level. It's amazing, but fuck me, it's hard. This is also the longest Sapphire relic at 7 minutes. Then it takes the leap to 430 for gold, and then 310 for platinum. Getting the platinum really means learning every little bit about this level, discovering every shortcut, perfecting every intricate movement, and doing that non-stop for over 3.5 minutes. And I say 3.5 because of time crates. This level doesn't slow down. The only breathing time you have is the occasional platforms carrying you up for a second, and then when you're finished. Everything is so weighted against you in this onslaught of death, a little more death, there's some more death. Yes, I made it! Oh no, that's death. Aha, some death.
Wait, he isn't dead, shy surprise!
Ah, dead again. Yeah, you get the idea. You can see from this footage just how brutal it is. I feel like the victory footage makes it look easier than it actually is, because this took me over 4 hours, and what an amazing level it is. I genuinely love it, but fucking hell, it's brutal. And it is, by definition, insane. It's the perfect way to end this video, and indeed the Sane Trilogy. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, subscribe, share the video around please. I really appreciate it if you could do that. I definitely want more people to see this video, so social media, Facebook, Twitter, forums, NeoGAF, wherever you want to share it, Reddit, wherever you want to share it, I'd really appreciate it. Tell me, what was the hardest Platinum Relic for you? I'm genuinely intrigued. I want to know if you can agree with what I said or not. It's going to be interesting in the comments. Finally, before I go, to Vicarious Visions, I'd like to say a few words. I don't know if you're ever going to see this, but I really want to address you guys. First off, thank you. You've brought Crash Bandicoot back in the best way possible, and I've had a blast with the 100+ hours I've put into this trilogy. Secondly, thank you for bringing Stormy Ascent to life. It was tough, but my god, I loved it. Thirdly, if you try to recreate Crash Team Racing, Crash Bash, Wrath of Cortex, Twinsanity, Spyro, or your own new title, Crash, Spyro, or otherwise, you have my complete support, as you have done from day one after learning you were developing this game. And also, please let me audition for any character in your game, whichever game. Doesn't have to be a huge part, I just want to be in your game. I really want to be a voice actor, and I feel like I could do a good job. Just figured I'd put myself out there. You gotta at least try. Everyone, please send this to Vicarious Visions. And finally, in the next game, would it be possible to add a set of running totals? Specifically, like, lives lost for each level inside and outside of relic attempts, and also how long you've spent in each level inside and outside of relic attempts. And also, as a final complete total for all, so you know, like, all levels inside relics, all levels outside, all levels combined time, how many lives are lost in level, outside relics, inside levels, all together, like all that. It's something I've always wanted to know, like that kind of thing. And I think it would be fascinating to keep track of it all in the future. That's just what I'd like, and maybe other people would too, but it's all up to you guys. I know it takes a lot of time and a lot of work, but anyway, thank you once again, and I can't wait to see what you do next. And thank you once again for watching the video. Take care. Bye-bye.